Ustream app. Go to our Ustream. I'm sorry. Go to our Facebook page. Who Has Power on Facebook, and click on the Ustream Live app, and you will see live in the studio the one, the only. She, like I said, I don't even want to mention everything she does because that's telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's necessary. What she's doing is necessary. And so, without further ado, I want to introduce to you Sister Laura Cowan. How are you?
Hey. Oh.
Yeah, most people like that.
I like that. Okay, that was all right. That took me off guard. Yeah. I like say, where they at? No, that was all right. I like that. Thank you, Brother Charles, for having me here.
I know what, I'm honored to finally meet you because we were supposed to have you on, and that was my fault because it was Memorial Day, and I'm so busy being a workaholic.
I'm telling you, I looked at the date, and when we discussed it, I didn't think about it.
Right.
I jumped right on it, and I looked at the date later. And go, wait a minute, I'm gonna be out here at the park eating some barbecue.
Right. Uh-oh. Yes. And that was like I said, that was my fault. But and I will say, because I saw the Facebook post and I thought I was telling my friend, I was like, who wants to meet me? Who wants to meet me? It's like, it'll be an honor to finally meet me. It's an honor to finally meet you.
And you too, because you out there doing a lot too now. So your name is buzzing. I've been hearing it.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Buzzing?
Yeah.
Like a
buzzing.
bee.
Like a bee.
Oh, man.
In the community.
Oh, uh-oh. You better buzz it. You got a ride for me? Uh-oh. Mix Master Cowan. Yes. But no, I put it this way. I've heard so much about you. Again, like you said, in the community. And then when it came to the couple situations that happened here in Cleveland, and
wow.
you know, some stories just never go old.
Yeah.
Some stories are never old.
Right.
You know, the thing is how much attention is brought to it, and then you know, you will hope that the attention is brought to that story or that situation so it doesn't happen again.
Correct.
And unfortunately, we did have another situation like that happen here in Cleveland. Matter of fact, two situations that happened like that in Cleveland. And, you know, unfortunately, the way you find out about it is after. It's never, you know, before or somewhere in between. Like, okay, let's see what we can do to intervene.
Right.
But, yeah, that's...
It's something, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when I actually sat down and I read the story. I read the story, and I want to talk about it because again, I know you've been everywhere and talked about it, and I know again for you sitting here, you don't have a problem talking about it again because it's about bringing awareness to it. So before we even I say anything about it. Tell them a little bit about your experience that you had.
Wow, you mean while I was in that situation?
Well,
afterwards?
Let's start to what led up to it, because sometimes you say, how do we get into a situation like that? People always make excuses or they blame it on this and blame it on that. And again, for what I did read from your story, it wasn't that kind of situation. It was not like, oh, well, this is something I was trying to get into. This was something that you were kind of forced into.
Right, and that's life, period. You know, it throws a lemon every now and then. So it depends on what you do with that lemon. You can, you know, make lemon to lemonade if you can. But with my situation, yes, it was different because I was kind of forced into it. I was married, and I back up a little bit before that even. I was born and raised right here in Cleveland. And, you know, you're young, you're in your 20s. I said, I want to go other places and check out life. So I was looking at the Rose Bowl. Every year I look at the Rose Bowl parade, and I see, oh, sunny California, it looks so beautiful over there, you know. I said, I would love to go there one day. And sure enough, I took my car and I went west. And just on the fluke, just go. I talked to my older brother, and he said, hey, you young, if you don't work out, you can always come back.
Right.
So I went out there, got a job, got an apartment. Everything was going good, and I got married. Had two children, and then that's when it all occurred. A little bit after that, because my husband was a good man. Trust me,
Mhm.
he was not the abuser at all. And we had owned a couple of businesses. He had a restaurant called Shabazz Fish and Chips, and a
Mhm.
bookstore right across the street from it, right in San Bernardino, California. But and things he was with the Nation of Islam at that time, and he later turned over into to Sunni Islam. But he and other brothers in the community, he was basically selling firearms without really putting the paperwork through,
Mm.
just to get it out there to them as fast as possible. Because I
Right.
believe they were very militant,
Mhm.
and they believe in arming themselves and protecting their families. But eventually, he it caught up with him, and he was incarcerated for that. It was 5 years federal time. You get every bit of it. 5 years.
Right.
ATF got him, and that was it. So here I am with two small children, had his businesses, and I didn't know. I wasn't savvy in that at all. And I said, what am I going to do? And I went to the mosque around the corner from us and I asked
Mhm.
for help. And the imam there, he referred me to Musa. Now, Musa was a friend of my brother's, my husband, I'm sorry. And that sounded like a good idea to me, but a lot of things that sound good ain't
Right.
always really good.
Was that? It's too good to be
It's too
true.
good to be true. And he came by the restaurant. We told him what happened to my husband, and he was really concerned. He had his wife with him and his two children with him, and it's like, well, we'll help you. Whatever we can do to help you salvage the business. But unfortunately, it did. I did have to close it down because the revenue just wasn't coming in.
Right.
So he threw another idea out there. Well, why don't you guys just come and move in with us, until your husband get out and you get back on your feet and everything be okay.
Right. And I say, and from face value, that doesn't sound bad. Like you
Right.
said, first of all, this is your husband's friend. A friend of your husband. Y'all, they
Right.
know each other very well. So you're not
Right.
thinking
Right.
like, okay,
It's a
I'm
stranger.
right, stranger danger. No, that's not
Right.
that kind of situation.
Right.
So, you decide he tells you this, and you decide to move in with him.
The trust factor was there. He didn't show me anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, sounds like a good idea until we just get on our feet.
Right.
Well, that turned deadly because it did not come out, as planned. And he really eventually turned on me and my children. And, ooh, it was vicious. And the hardest part in that entire ordeal was trying to leave. He wouldn't let us leave. And so, towards the end, really, he took me and my two children, Muhammad and Miriam, he locked us up. He locked us up in the garage so we couldn't leave. And we
Wow.
stayed over in that garage for over 6 months. But even prior to that, he actually forced himself on me. So I ended up carrying one of his children too. So
Wow.
yeah, it's almost similar to what happened like with Amanda Berry. She
Yeah.
went in with none and came out with one.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So oh boy, but God is good because we suffered a lot. I mean, it was physical abuse. It was torture. He tortured his own children, my children.
Right. Well, I say, and before, because that was the other thing. Some people say, okay, first of all, you said, come live with us.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I read, there were other people there already.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
And I guess, would you say you were naive, or so to speak, when you walked in and you saw that you didn't think,
Mm-mm. When I first met his family, they were so peaceful and quiet, but actually the kids were in fear. But I didn't realize that. I just thought they were really humble and mannerable.
mm-hmm,
But they sat like statues. They were really scared.
mm,
And all of that came, once you live with somebody, you learn somebody that's
mm-hmm,
saying, then you start seeing what's going on.
right,
Yeah, it was definitely different. But so it was his wife and his children, and me and my children. And then later on, when we were locked up, he had offered another young lady, and similar. Her name was Adrian, and brought
wow,
her. He had knew her from way back, and she was almost, and it was kind of eerie. She was in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband went to jail.
Right,
She
right,
had two children too, and she was vulnerable and didn't know what to do. No family support, that kind of thing.
right.
And sure enough, same thing.
And another thing that kind of bothered me when I read it is this whole religious factor.
Hmm.
The whole thing. When
Yeah.
you hear certain religions, or you've been accustomed to certain things.
Hmm.
You have respect for certain people. You thinking,
Right.
okay, again, like I said, well, not just being
Hmm.
your husband's friend, but
Yeah.
this guy is, and we share the same values, share the
Everything,
same,
right. Exactly.
religious thoughts. It's like, okay,
Hmm.
there's no way in the world this
Hmm.
could be like this.
Hmm.
And of course, this kind of not, taken outside of the situation, but that's why it's important for our pastors and our churches to be
Ooh.
who they're supposed to be in the communities, so that
Yeah.
people are educated. They're
Right.
not just sitting around thinking that everybody is perfect,
Yeah.
the church is perfect,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
we you can come to the church and then they get there and they find out, hold on, this is not the way it
It's not the
is.
way it is.
Like I said, whether it be church, I mean, if we're gonna use the term religion,
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
use that term religion, whether it be, like I said, Muslims, whether it be Buddhists, regardless of what the
Hmm.
religious values are,
Right.
you cannot get caught up in that, because that can turn
Ooh.
you. First of all, if you don't have the right understanding,
Hmm.
that
That's
could
it
put
right
you
there.
in the
That's the key.
wrong
Hmm.
predicament, because you're
Hmm.
thinking, oh well, hey, this is what this person said, or
Hmm.
that's what that person said, so hey,
Right.
it should be okay.
Right.
But
Yeah. Right.
that's not what happened though.
At all. And you're right about that too. And it was being naive on my part, because you have to really study whatever religion you're in. If
Mhm.
it's the Bible, know it fully. If it's the
Mhm.
Quran, the Torah, whatever it is, know it, because you depend on someone else, and he knows it all. He's been in this religion for years, and you're just putting your trust into him. Like,
Mhm.
oh well, what he said must be true then. But oh no, no. Now, what's one thing about Adrian? She did know the Quran left and back, and a
Mhm.
lot of things he was telling us wasn't, right at all. He would twist it,
Right.
quite a bit, quite a bit. But oh wait, like I said, by the grace of God, I was able to get out of that situation with the help of a postal worker.
Right. I'm not saying that's what's most important, because again, we'll talk a bit more about that, but
Hmm.
there's certain situations where people don't get out. In
Yeah.
regards to
Oh.
the Anthony Sowell situation,
Look
where
at that.
they didn't get out, they end up dead.
Right.
And
Sure
so
did.
not everybody has that opportunity.
No.
But how? Because again, for somebody that don't read very often, I was so determined to read this story,
Yeah.
and I was so intrigued when I read it. It's like, wow.
Wow.
And the publicism, the publicism around it is like, okay, nobody really still talks about it. Some people do, but some people don't. It's like,
Yeah.
how can we let something like that go?
It's a little hidden secret, isn't it?
Right.
They don't talk about it. Domestic violence isn't talked about like it should be. It's
Hmm.
coming out a little bit more now,
Right.
but it's still swept up under the rug,
Right, right. But let's talk about that. How did you get out?
Oh boy, it was a lot of times I had to almost go with the flow, if you will. It's just pretty much whatever he said you agreed to, just in
Hmm.
order to eat. Because there was some days he wouldn't even feed us at all. And
Mm.
we would go in there with no food,
Now
three,
hold
four
on. You
days.
said that you were pregnant with this child.
Oh yeah, I had the child, and he took the child away from me. He kept Taslima in the home with him and his wife, but
Wow.
he locked me and my other two children up.
So thing is, I was asking because you said that he didn't feed you all sometimes. So you be pregnant and be hungry.
Oh, I already had the child
Oh
at that
wow.
time. And he knew I was trying to leave. I tried everything I could to leave. That's when he locked us up. The trust factor was gone. He knew then it was no way, he could trust me. So
Mhm.
he locked me up.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I couldn't get to authorities. But I had to, like I said, you had to, what's that word? They use the Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
Sometimes when you kind of go with your captor,
Mhm.
kind of, just go along with the flow.
Right.
And a lot of times you snap back, you know what's real and what's not.
Right.
But yeah, I had to do something because I knew we were going to die in there. The children were like for my son, for example, his stomach started to extend. His
Mhm.
arms were real small and skinny, and it was like someone from the third world country.
Right.
And I knew we were going to die in there. It was no doubt about it. So I started writing little notes just in case we were found.
Mhm.
And those notes turned into paper after paper. I was flipping over the back, but I would always fold it up and keep it on me because I was scared he would find it. He would kill us.
Mhm.
But eventually, what happened was I had ended up applying for food stamps. And back at that time, they mail it to your home like a little booklet.
Right.
Not like they have
Still
today
foods
with a
it. I
card.
remember those bad boys.
Hmm.
That
And
was used to be
yeah,
the
that was
thing. That
years
was like
ago.
having money.
Exactly. And they came to the home, and he tried
Mhm.
to sign for it, but he couldn't
Right.
because they had to have the person's name on it. So
Right.
he went and got me and took me down to the post office to get it. Now,
Mhm.
where we were living at this last place, because he moved constantly, and this last place was way up in the mountains of Temecula in California. It was like Indian reservation territory,
Mhm.
so houses were real far in between, and he liked that because nobody could hear screams or anything that was going on around.
Mhm.
So he took me into town. I knew I had that feel. This was my last moment. I had to do something with this letter. And like I said, it was nothing but the grace of God because when we got in line, out of nowhere, this guy just struck up a conversation with him. They were talking about everything. And that was just a good distraction for me.
Right.
So when I came up with the little slip, that was stuck on the door to give to her to get the package,
Mhm.
and instead of giving it to her right away, I looked at her and she looked at me and she tilted her head
Mhm.
and she felt something was wrong. And I raised my garment up because I had it stuck in my underwear.
Okay.
Now, right in front of her, I was raising my garment up and she was watching. And I slipped it out and I just put it on the counter and I slid it to her. She grabbed it right away and pulled it up
Right.
under the counter.
Mm.
She just knew something was wrong.
Right.
And then at that moment, I'm telling you, Charles, at that moment, he called my name out. And I thought he saw it, but he
Mm.
didn't. He was asking, what's taking so long? I said, I'm just giving her the slip now. And she took the slip. She went on back and got the envelope that came. I signed for it, and I left. And as we was walking towards the door, I looked back at her, and she looked at me and nodded. That's all she did. That's all she did. So yeah, I right after that it was a few hours. I say towards the next morning, about 4 or 5 in the morning, the authorities came and got us out
Wow.
of there. Hmm.
Wow. And just to, cause see, some people would just see paper and don't even think twice about it.
Right.
Oh, this
Oh
is
yeah.
crazy.
Hmm.
They just throw it away.
Yeah.
But
I
I
was
mean,
thinking about that. I said, well, what's she gonna do with it? She could just toss it,
right.
read it. Who knows? It was in her hands at that point.
Do you remember that postal worker's name?
Yes, her first name was Ruth. I was able to talk to her later,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to the LA Times, because they went out and did an interview with her. And
Yeah.
the reporter, Irfan Khan, that's his name, he called me and gave me the phone so I could thank her.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you go to the LA Times, I'll send you the link to the video they did.
Right.
You'll see her. Her face is on there in front of the post office.
Right. I said
Hmm.
that's a blessing because again, when you talk about people in trouble,
Yeah.
and quite often now we have this whole no snitch rule. Oh, I'm just
Hmm.
gonna take care of it. And I say this
Yeah.
over and over again. Like I
Crazy.
said, I'm getting used to the point now. I know I'm gonna say it over and over again, so I don't even
Yeah.
apologize no more.
Right.
But I'm so worried about me and mine, and that's it.
Hmm.
When somebody else approaches us with an issue, oh, well, I can't do nothing about that.
Right. It's not
like-
my business. I don't
Right.
get involved with that. Hmm.
and that can't happen because who's to say, like you said, in this situation, and thank God it didn't happen that way. That
Right.
Ruth, and I don't even, do you know her last name? 'Cause I want
No, I sure don't. Just Ruth.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I want to say shout out to Ruth because
Shout out
that
to
could be a
Ruth.
lot of Ruths.
I know that's right. Huh?
But
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal, and I mean, I know after I saw that, I noticed you were on Anderson Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Twice, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Right.
Anderson Cooper live. He flew me into his studio in New
Mhm.
York, and then we met up again right after
The Seymour.
yeah, on Seymour Street, because there was a lot of media came to town there. Did you go down there? And they were
Yes,
from
I was there.
everywhere.
I remember. I saw. I didn't speak to Anderson when I was down there.
You did,
I
you
didn't want.
just you didn't say nothing. You should have told them who you
I didn't want
were.
to be a fan.
Oh,
You know. He said
he's
go. Oh, he's
cool.
being a groupie. But I mean, I have a lot of respect for him
Yeah.
for his commentary and
Right.
how he approaches certain issues.
Right.
Some people they approach it from the negative standpoint. Some people
Mm-hmm.
approach it from an information standpoint. Look, no, more not an information, but awareness standpoint.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. See. Yeah, he's a good guy. He would have researched. I mean, you guys are all in the same field, the journalism field. He
Well,
would've
at
received
that
you
time,
well.
no, I wasn't.
You didn't have the radio show then.
Well, no, actually, I did.
Okay.
But I was,
Okay.
I was.
I wish I'd have known you then. I would have brought you on over there, because that's how I was able to see him. I went down there to do a interview with Michael Cowan at Channel 5,
Mhm.
and I was waiting on him, and he looked over at me, Anderson, like you know how you look at somebody like,
I think I know you. You look
yeah,
familiar.
but then it shook him off, but I knew who he was, right?
Right.
So Craig, the cameraman from Channel 5, Craig Robinson, he said he want to go over there and say hi to him. I said, oh yeah, can I? So come on. And so he raised the tape up, because had that yellow tape.
Right,
across.
right.
And we tipped on through all the equipment and went on over there. And as I was coming toward him, he said, that is you. I said, yeah, you remember me, huh? So then he told me to come back the next night to be on the show again. That was Anderson Cooper 360.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, for an experience like that, because some people, I know for Amanda and Gina, I think Michelle, she was just determined from the jump. I am not
She
going to
had
wait.
the strength, for real. You always get one that's a little bit more stronger than the others. And
Right.
She had that determination.
Right.
She was ready to come out and tell her story,
Right.
which is good. And that's her healing process,
Mhm.
and that's good. And then the other girls, they're low key, but they eventually, in time, just
Right.
give them time. It's just been a little over a year. They'll come out too.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. They were they received the award out in Washington D.C., which is a big deal.
Right.
From the National Association for
Missing.
and exploited children. Yes. And that was very a big deal for them.
It is.
But
their book is coming out next year too.
right.
Right.
But the awareness again, when you have that opportunity to be on Anderson Cooper and tell your story.
Yes. Yes.
What were some of the emotions? How did you feel about that? Again, especially being that you have been gone for that long.
I know.
It's like, okay, who
know.
really cares? Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'd be surprised. A lot of people care, because even after I finished the interview, his lines lit up. Lit up. And that's just New York City.
Mm-hmm.
But they lit up. And you can tell there's people out there. I don't care, wherever I go and speak, someone always come up to you afterwards and go, either I know somebody, I'm in that situation now, or I didn't know, I used to be,
Right.
So it's always a topic. It's a big topic. Indeed, and especially with our young girls.
Right.
Oh
right.
my gosh, they're dating so unhealthy. It's incredible.
And see, and I'll tell you what, we got about maybe another one before we go to a commercial,
Okay.
but in regards to that, because unfortunately the education surrounding that right now, like I say, especially doing we got the music and the television, who's making it seem almost like
Glamorous
it's a big
to
deal.
be
Right.
the negative side. It is,
Right.
They lean on some guy and they got this pimp cup and he needs the money, it's a bling, it's the cars, it's that kind of life, but it's
Right.
not.
Even that, because I thought, I don't know if you watched MTV with the whole 16 and pregnant. It's like, okay, first of all,
Right.
who wants to know that my child is pregnant at 16?
Wow.
That's not something we go out and tell.
To be proud about.
Right. When I was younger, no. And I
was
know when you
taboo.
were younger, you didn't go out and just tell everybody you was
That
pregnant.
was a no-no.
That was the day of. It's like, what? You were pregnant?
Yeah. You scared to go to school like that.
Right.
Yeah. That was a no-no. Put families to shame now. It's no big deal.
But yet, the education around domestic violence and these kind of issues.
Yeah.
We
got to bring it to light.
Right.
Bring it to the forefront, for real.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, we are going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the intervention and what you're doing now after, because that's what's most important.
Right.
You go through certain situations. Some people unfortunately, it is their demise, or they go into a permanent shell where they don't talk to nobody, and you'll never know where this person is after the situation. But you didn't do that.
No.
You said, I am going to change one
Yes.
situation at a time.
Yes, sir. I had my girls to depend on.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, stay tuned. Of course, you can call in if you have any questions or comments. You want to say something to Sister Laura. You can call in the area code 914-338-0665. It's area code 914-338-0665. You can also chat with us on blogtalkradio.com/who has the power. Just chat, type in the chat window, and I will definitely get your comments on the air. So stay tuned. We will be back after this commercial break.
All right. And the commercials go by quick.
Charles, Nancy.
Yes, Ebony Bakes. You gonna have to move that table because the plug is back there. Because otherwise, you have to plug it there. But I don't know if you want to be reaching over people.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get some people to call in here. What
Somebody here. It's a 334 number.
334. That is. That's really out of town.
Somebody's listening. I don't know. Thing is, I'll know after the show how many actually listen. But no, somebody they're not asking a question.
Right.
They're just sitting there listening.
Wow. So how long you been doing this, Charles?
It'll be 2 years in August.
Okay. Oh, now do you take it out on the road? Like, do you go to places?
I just did that. I was at Saturday.
Okay.
I
Okay.
broadcast
Festival.
Right.
Okay. I'll see. Nice to know. So
Matter
yeah.
of fact, we did that this year. We did the Veg Fest. We're gonna do the National Night Out Against Crime this year too.
Oh yeah.
And we did it last year.
Down in Steel Yard.
Yep.
Yeah. I was there last year, so yeah.
Oh man.
Gina was there too, but they had her. It was the Guardian Angels.
Yeah,
they had her on
they
lockdown. You
serious.
weren't going over there talking to nobody or taking pictures. So no problem. But I did, talk with her dad because I belong to Peace in the Hood and Black on Black. We've been up and down the street looking for them for forever.
Oh yeah.
So I was able to talk to Nancy, her mom. So it was on.
Real quick, because I'm gonna mention it on the air.
Okay.
But Mika Taz is actually Tamika.
Tamika.
Scrubs.
Oh, I know who Tamika is. Of course, she's in Stay Alive with us.
Right.
Yes, dear. What's your phone number here to call in? They want to call in.
914
338
338 0665.
0665. Okay. All right. Put it out there right now. That's spelled wrong. That's that typo with that thumb. With my finger. Yeah, hit that wrong key. Look at it. See, there's an M instead of an M. M.
The main reason why commercial breaks go by as fast as they do is because I try to maximize on every guest that's in here. The information is important. Now, mind you, you have paid commercials, then we'll definitely do that.
Right. You're kidding. No, that's the sponsors.
Right.
Got to get them,
Wow, I lost my own. Well, there we go.
You answer. You want to go out there and walk around a little bit? That way you don't feel all cooped up, young lady.
All right, we're coming back from commercial.
Okay.
And we are back. And again, we are live. I have live with me in the studio, the Honorable, the
Honorable,
the influential, the survivor. We got. Now, I know you can't be mad at that.
Just little old me.
Little old Sister Laura Cowan. I'm sorry, Cowan. Look, see, I do it.
That's all right. That's all right. You close.
Say there's a different O sound. Wrong O is ah, not O. But okay, first of all, we want to make sure people know if you want to call in, you can call in with your questions or comments at area code 914-338-0665. That's area code 914-338-0665. Now, thing is, people go through situations. People have their issues. You know, some people, like I said before the break, some people it ends them. That's it. You know, I don't want to do nothing else. I'm done.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that. You said, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that nobody else goes through this situation again. I mean, how you say you can't save everybody, but
Right.
you can go at least one situation at a time, one person at a time, and say, hey, you don't have to go through that.
Right.
You,
Right.
you don't have to deal with certain situations, and even if you do, there is help for you. There is somebody that to hold your hand and help you recover. You know, and they say sometimes people recover better when they have somebody who's been through it. I mean, you can have those that are book smart.
Right.
You can
Right.
have somebody that's book smart and they say, "Oh, well, let me do this," and like, okay, well, do you really even know what I'm going through?
Until they walked and talked the talk.
Right. And we was
Yeah.
talking during the break. You had mentioned your involvement with Peace in the Hood. Shouts out to Brother Sahid. I mean,
Call it Samad.
Samad. There you go. Uh-oh. Look, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get him on the show. Maybe you can help me get him on the show then, because I've been trying to get him on the show for a while.
Oh, definitely. That and Art McCoy, Black on
Yes.
Black Crime.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say I just had Porter.
Al Porter.
Yes.
That's my boy. Yeah, brother Al Porter.
Yeah,
He's
but you
he's doing good.
Oh yeah, he's a good, very good guy. He's still trying to do the rap thing, you know.
Yeah,
and support-
that's
I
okay.
support him.
That's hip hop is live.
Yes, but you
Yeah.
mentioned your involvement in the search for Gina and
Oh
Michelle.
yeah,
and
yeah. For years we've been out there, Black on Black, Peace in the Hood. We know the mom well, even Amanda's mom before she passed away. And we put flyers out on poster boards, everything, door to door, all we could do. We did that for years. Our McCoy did a big rally one time, East Side meets West Side. We went over the, that Carnegie Bridge and met
Right.
and rallied to try to find these girls. And they were right there up under our noses. That's what made a lot of people angry.
right,
Yeah, that was hurting because you think they was gone way out. They were right there
right.
all that time for 10 years.
I'm about to say, and what was crazy to me because I'm when I moved here, I think I was here when they came up missing,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I don't think at that time I was very aware of that situation. It's like wow, and I mean, West 25th is a very busy street.
Exactly.
People go up and down West 25th
All
day
the
in
time.
and day out.
And Lorraine, all that area. Yeah.
Right. And
Very
then when
busy.
I drove past there, because I always go to the Save-A-Lot on Clark.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like not that far. I was like, really?
Not from where she was working at Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And that's when you know it was somebody they had to know. 'Cause
Right.
it looked too obvious. It wasn't like they snatched and grabbed in the car and she's kicking and screaming. It wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
She got in because she knew the person. So then it was no notice to the people.
Right.
Because you see people pull up all the time. Somebody get in the car. It's no big deal.
Right.
So it didn't bring attention. And to have both of them rescued, that was the miracle itself. Because not just one we were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Then Gina was in there too. It's like, oh my God. Then Michelle. And we didn't know about her.
Right.
Because at that time, she was still an adult. And we were looking for the children.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, and that just raises a question, in regards to the whole like you said, the whole stranger danger situations. Like
Yeah.
you know that.
Right.
And that's the whole importance. Again, with your situation, it wasn't a stranger.
Right.
This was somebody you
know.
knew.
Who turned
So,
on you. Yeah.
Right. So how do you? I mean, again, because we're talking about intervention, we're talking about what do we do to prevent this. What do you say to young ladies or even young men who are approached that way? What I mean, how do I decipher
yourself.
whether? How do I
Yeah.
decipher? Okay, is this the right situation? Is this the wrong situation?
Yeah, you should know that gut feeling. If you get that gut feeling, go with it. Don't ignore it. That's number one. A lot of people feel it and they just go on anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then have communication with your family or somebody. Hey, I left work. I should be on my way home. So somebody know,
Right.
what route you take. You're not letting people know your business. A lot of people go, I don't want to tell nobody my business. But you're just protecting yourself. You're
Right.
covering your steps. That's all you're doing. That's all. And, it's like when we did that rally one time, what was her name? Jasmine. Oh, Trotter. The young
Mm-hmm.
lady was found on 93rd Street behind an abandoned home. And her mother knew her route. See, her mother and her brother found her.
Right.
They knew her route to that. She was walking down Union to catch that bus to go to work for something in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And they took the same route. And then so when they saw her handbag in the driveway,
Mm.
and then they knew, they searched that house and went on back and they found her. But in case they didn't know her route, she talked to them about, I go this way, I go this, I catch this bus. You
Right.
just have to talk to people and let them know. That's
Right.
all, just to protect yourself. And it wouldn't hurt to even carry a little something on you too, a little mace,
Right.
a whistle, something.
Or I was with my father. I never forget with the visit my father some years ago, and he's very protective. He's a pastor. I'm a
Okay.
preacher's kid.
Uh-oh.
Oh
What do you
no,
say?
not
I'm
that
just kidding.
face.
Not that face.
Not that face. No. But no, we had wow, we were oh wow, interesting. Um we were I was visiting him and he actually showed me some different tools that he had, to protect for his
Exactly.
female members. Like versus it being a pen. You think it's a pen, but then all of a sudden you pull it out and it's a
Right.
nice
It's
little,
little knife, like a little right.
or even your lipstick. You think it's lipstick, and when you turn that knob, it's not lipstick.
Exactly. And these young girls, you can carry some keys in your hand too. Just keep them between your fingers. That's a good tool.
Right.
But whatever these kids need to know is to get off their phone while they're walking down the street.
Right.
And pay attention to your surroundings. Look
Right.
behind you. Look beside you. Because they just texting as they're walking. And somebody's watching them and they don't even know.
So no, and not to be humorous, but mind you, we talk about texting and driving all the time. It's
Texting and
hazardous to
walking.
text and walk too. You know.
Doggone, remember that video they showed that young lady in the mall that time she was walking and texting and went into the pool pond? So that was just too involved,
Right. But
Yeah.
again, like you said, in those kind of situations, people who are looking to abduct or do bodily harm, they're looking for that distraction.
They're looking for that. They're looking for that. Yeah, and they're watching you, and you don't even know it. Somebody's watching you.
Right.
So you just got to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. This is the sad times right now we're living in. Sad times. So, yeah, that's why I try to teach a lot of my young girls when I do have workshops with them.
Right.
Just the power of using your voice, communicating with others, having something with you when you walk at all times, and just let people know where you're going, coming and going. That's all.
Right.
Simple.
But not only that, there is something else because you also like we we got to talk about all the stuff you're doing. We got to do that. I don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
if we go to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
We gonna talk about everything. You mentioned Peace in the Hood. You also had a event this past that not too long ago.
Yeah, Purple Kisses, Not Bruises.
Yes.
Yes, that was the brainstorm of my friend Robin Simone.
That's my
Yeah,
see.
you
That's
know
my
Robin,
buddy.
don't you?
I ain't seen her in a while. She used to call me what? Was it? Oh my goodness! I don't know if I'm embarrassed to say it because I was
Really?
doing an experiment with my hair when I was working in a nightclub.
Okay,
and she
okay.
had this little. What's it called? The tiny fro or something crazy.
Oh my God, Robin, she's doing good. It was her and Zoom, Richard Scott,
Okay.
and they came up with Purple Kisses to raise money for the foundation that I'm starting. So, It was wonderful. It was really awesome down at Tomo Sushi and Hibachi.
Yeah, I might say our circle is so much smaller, and we didn't even know it because
Mm-hmm.
Valamir, and Valentine, I've
Yeah.
known them for some
Ooh,
years.
they are my ace boom coons right now.
I
Okay.
know, I see
They
it.
are my
Every time I
boom.
see it, like,
That's right.
wow,
I'm down at
wow.
Tomo. And they treat you so wonderful. I mean, when you walk in there, Alex greets you at the door. I mean, it's like family down at Tomo. So it's
Right.
beautiful, beautiful. That's my spot now. If you want to find me
Hmm.
on the happy hour in the evening, I'm at Tomo. Hmm. All the way.
But I
Yes.
mean, the event. Just talk about that because there
Hmm.
was quite a few people that were invited there,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Oh, we had it was a celebrity bartenders event,
hmm
and we had people like, oh my God, Harry Boomer from Channel 19, and oh gosh, there's so many of them. I'm trying to think all of them.
Jay
Michael
Honda,
Baldwin from Five, and Jay
right?
Honda was there. Oh, it was amazing. It was an event I'll never forget because it was people rolling in there, the stars, and it was like, wow. And they all came down to, to raise awareness and help
Right.
out.
I'm
So
not
it was
saying,
beautiful.
right, and that's something that some people like. Me personally, I consider it an honor to have you in my studio. But
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, really.
wow.
Seriously, seriously. Hmm.
But
Hmm. Most
to sit
definitely.
to like I said, well, to have those kind of people coming down, and,
Hmm.
like I said, for me, you'll go to certain events and you
Hmm.
hang out with them.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're coming to
Hmm.
me to
Hmm.
support this
Hmm.
event. I
Hmm.
mean, how did that
Hmm.
make you feel to have that much awareness?
Wow.
These people bringing
Hmm.
awareness to the situation.
It was amazing because even after that, they invited me on Channel 5 and Channel 3 to talk about Purple Kisses. So it was awesome. Harry had me on his show, 43 Forum on 19, and then Leon Bibbs, he had
Hmm.
me on Kaleidoscope.
Right, I saw
So
that.
it was a lot of good support because they know the issue and they know is the violence that they're trying to stop too. So
Right.
that's what they did it. And they all came together. And I was proud of all of my media friends, my
Hmm.
media family now. I call it. And you part of it too now.
Oh Lord,
Hmm.
what?
Yeah.
Here go, look, here go another
Yeah.
tag. If you see another tag, now you know who Charles Jersey is.
I'll tag you on the photos. You're in the clip now. You're in the
But
clip.
and I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm still. I put. That's something I'm working with personally in
Yeah.
regards to accepting that. I've always been
Okay.
taught. It's not always about who you are
Mhm.
as it is
Mhm.
about the work that you do.
Wow.
You know.
That's beautiful. Mhm.
I mean, I put it this way. I've on another subject 'cause I want to kind of get because we still got a couple more things to talk about.
Mhm.
But sometimes when we do certain things, we're so worried about okay, well, how much recognition am I going to get?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
even I put it this way, even when it came to my name, because I just started going by Mr. Yancey maybe about a year
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
I was going by this stage name that I had for years in the business,
Wow.
and it took for a young lady that I was. Well, actually, it's an older lady, really.
Mhm.
I was working at this school,
Mhm.
and she said, "Why are you going by that?" And I was like, "Well, because it's not about me; it's about the product." She said, "Well, how long you been doing this?" It's enough time. Enough of the
Right.
product. It's
Right.
enough of the product. It's now time to promote you. And I was like, okay.
Okay. There you
But
go. There you go.
sometimes people get more caught up in the celebrity factor
Mhm.
and the whole purpose.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, it's
whole
lost, really.
right,
It really is lost.
right.
And I noticed with these guys, it's not. I mean, of course, the news media, they
Mhm.
know the issue out there.
Right.
But even far as like Grace Roberts, we were on her show with,
Mhm.
107, the Wave.
Right. Right.
Ooh, I mean, she's really into domestic violence, and
Mhm.
so they're on top of the subject. So I'm proud of them at that aspect. They're bringing awareness in their own way.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Now again, we mentioned the foundation, the Laura
Yeah.
Cowan Foundation.
Right.
Why did you decide to
Oh,
start that?
well, I started because it's more of a starting as a educational based foundation at first. I'm gonna get into more later and build it up as the time goes.
Okay.
But I go out to different schools right now. I got a contract set up with Brandon Stratton College in the fall to speak downtown and have like a workshop, a domestic violence workshop. Because I
Mm-hmm.
only just don't talk about domestic violence. It's teen dating violence, it's human trafficking, it's all
Mm.
those topics.
Right.
So I've done a couple of workshops with the deltas, one on the Cuyahoga deltas, the Lorain County deltas. So I'm getting the word out there, and so I
About
started
that.
this foundation to kind of spread out more
Right.
awareness.
Not only that, mention you also do some coaching for, excuse me, some advocating and coaching with CMHA too.
Oh yeah, I work for CMHA.
Right.
That's the day job. This stuff here, this other stuff is the evening weekend job.
Right.
So yeah, for CMHA, and I'm so proud of them because I have a platform now that I use with our residents. Because we talking to our Chief Gonzalez, half the calls that come through CMHA is DV related.
Wow.
Yeah, yes they are. So even like that little 2-year-old boy that was shot, last
Right.
week,
Yeah.
that was a DV related case. So
Wow.
it's all the time. So we have our hands full.
Mhm.
So I know the foundation starts off on an educational base, but later on I do want to be able to go further out and maybe have something like a safe home
Mhm.
established because I found out volunteering, because I volunteered for 4 years at the Domestic Violence and Child Advocacy Center.
Right.
We only have one domestic violence shelter in
Mm.
Cuyahoga County. And now you know how big Cuyahoga County is. We're talking
Right.
about west side, east side. Cuyahoga County, one shelter, and it's always full,
Wow.
always full. So, we got to do something because they're getting turned away. I mean, they call in, we have a 24-hour hotline, but still, when they want to leave, where do they go?
Mhm.
And they can't really depend on family. They might not have that support system in place. So I want to put something out there, something like a safe house that they can go temporarily until they can, establish more resources and go on their own. And so I've been hooking up with a lot of people. I mean, out there, and from East Cleveland to Cleveland. I got Ernest Smith. He's out there with OPN. I don't know if you know OPN out in East Cleveland. Oppressed People Nation.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah.
Oh
I have been over
yes,
there.
that brother's deep, and his gang out there. He's trying to get safe houses too out there, and because he sees the need. The need is everywhere. It
Mhm.
really is, Charles. It's everywhere. So I hook up with Twine Billings. I don't know if you know Twine Billings. He's a brother out in East Cleveland. He has the group Violence Against Women Coalition,
No, ma'am.
and I had to hook you up with him. He's amazing. He hangs a
Okay.
lot with Judge Dawson. Now, Judge Dawson is the
It's his
judge out in East
brother.
Cleveland,
Right.
Wayne Dawson's brother.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, he has a good program that he does, Lemons to Lemonade, and it's just connecting with people and networking with people and pulling your resources together and letting them know what you have.
Mhm.
So it works, and that way we can tackle everybody in the circle. Like you said, it takes a village. One
Right.
person just can't do it alone. So you got to
Right.
hook up with other organizations and collaborate with each other and get a good support group going.
And again, that just right there, what you just said is important because I've talked to a lot of people around the city, and they all talk about collaboration
Yeah.
and how important it is. But for some reason, that connection doesn't happen. But then, of course, it's always what when a big tragedy happens. Now here
Oh,
come
here come
everybody coming out the
everybody.
woodworks. It's like,
Yep. Yeah, I know. But now there are people, some good people out there doing some good positive work. You
right,
got the Imperial Women. They're strong out
right,
there doing
right,
everything. Kathy
right.
Coleman, she's a powerhouse sister out there doing to make a lot happen. Even down to Kimberly Brown,
Mm-hmm.
she's got her news, the Brown Report. She pushes things out there. I don't know if you know Marcia Lane. She has the News Junkie Daily, and she has a
I
lot. She
saw
posts us.
that.
So everybody does something in their own little way. If they're not out in the trenches, in the streets, they're doing it like you doing on the blog radio. They're doing it on Facebook. They're doing it some kind of way.
Right.
I even had to hook you up with Hank Davis. He's out there with Icons.
Mm-hmm.
They're way out in Superior area, so he's doing some fantastic work. They get into the schools and really get down.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see the whole. What we want people to understand. Let me see. I was trying to while we was talking. I was looking for um, the domestic violence rates because again, when people hear certain things, they're like, oh man, it's really not that serious.
Oh,
But I mean,
please.
if
Yes, it is. It's
how what
one
is
out of
domestic
three
violence rate
women
like
is that's pretty
in
serious.
Cuyahoga
And
County?
Cuyahoga County, yeah, all over, really. And then people don't understand that domestic violence is so big. It's everywhere. Every city is going through issues. It's even out the United States. So we're talking in places like Japan, Afghanistan. All
Mm-hmm.
of it's just violence against women. So it's really deep. And you Google that and you will see it's an amazing thing.
Mm.
It really is. So it's a big topic, and all you can do is just do something in your own community because you're only one person. But
Right.
that's a good enough right there. If everybody would just do something in their own area, they
Right.
can make a big difference that way. You
Right.
can't handle the world, but just do a little.
Right. And
Hmm.
that's some of the things that you say you want to do with the
The foundation.
foundation.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And hopefully next year this time I'll have it up and running so strong, man. I know you're gonna come down there and do
Oh
some talking.
yeah. Oh
You can we can
yeah.
hear something from a male perspective. Because there's always stuff going on for women, but
Right.
there's not too many things going on for men.
Right.
So yeah, I would love to invite you down.
Well,
Okay. And now
yes.
next is the play. That's coming
Obama
up
said,
in
"Yeah, we're gonna
August.
talk about that." Matter of fact, we actually have a
Hmm.
caller, and I want to take this caller
Oh,
who is on the
awesome.
line now.
Okay.
Caller, you are live on the air with Laura Cowan. Al Porter
That's my
Jr.
boy, late Al. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Man, look at you. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. You were just saying that. Mm-hmm. Mm. Whoa. Wow. Please do. Thank you. We were just talking about you just a few minutes ago. Your ears must have been burning. We're just talking about you and Art McCoy and everything going on out there in Ernest with Oppressed People Nation. Yeah, East Cleveland is hopping down to Judge Dawson and everything. So I'm proud of you too, brother. I am very proud of you and the work that you're doing. Mhm. Wow. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you too so much.
Brother Porter, I said definitely said, appreciate you calling in. You
Mhm.
know, of course he has not. I'm a big promoter of everybody.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. That's right.
Mr. Porter, can you tell her about your show that's coming up? Actually, in about 36 minutes.
Okay.
I said, tell them about your show that's coming up in about 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, 'cause it's been mentioned twice as it is. And a matter of fact, I got a message I want to read for you.
Okay.
We've got to talk about this play that's coming out very, very soon. As a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
it is
August 30th.
August 30th. There you go. So stay tuned. When we come back from commercial break, we are going to talk about this play that it's been inspired by Sister Cowan's experience. And of course, you can still call in if you have any questions or comments. You can call in the area code 914-338-0665. Again, that's area code 914-338-0665. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
All right. That quarter. Oh, I think it's Joey got an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours. So yeah, he has the 2 o'clock show, and then again at 7. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have two showings, so that way if you miss them, because it's Saturday, and everybody's busy, So if you get to one, you can't, you can get to the other one. Oh, that'd be awesome. Just go to the website on there, then you can read more about it. www.joyruffin.com. Uh-huh. You get the tickets on there. You have to PayPal, or do you know what Golden Cyphers is on 55th? Cam Hubbard.
That's my other buddy.
Oh, he got the tickets down there too. Physical hand
Anthony?
tickets.
Anthony?
Anthony, you're right. That her son. Mm-hmm. Yep. Me and Pam, we were in the class together in LI.
Oh,
Class
really?
number 29.
See, I'm ready to go NLDP.
Oh yeah, awesome! You do that.
Yeah,
Oh man,
right.
you talking about some networking and communicating,
Oh, yeah.
and people you meet and everything. And
Yeah, I might go down there and get my ticket in.
yeah. You can't physically get it there or go online. But even if you want to see more about the story, and he put little videos and stuff up on the website. Just go on there and check it out too. And sometimes he throw he has a Facebook page, and on the website he'll throw like discount ticket thing. He'll do like a little, how do you put it? If you get it right now, you get it half price, or Joey
Yeah,
coming up with
discount.
some little
Yeah.
concoction. So every now and then, check it out. Uh-huh. Joey.
Facebook?
Right, Joey Ruffin, right. He's on Facebook. And if you put up in the search engine "Stay Alive," you'll see probably the page he did for the play too. So you can click on there and join, and just kind of check it out every now and then, because you'd be surprised. Because he did another play before this called The Wiz, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. You tired of cooking? Oh, you thirsty? We be out of
You
there.
want some thirsty?
minute.
You want some water?
What's on Wawa?
Go on that top drawer. There's some water in there. You know what I mean? I apologize.
Oh, that's all
usually
good.
My intern is here.
Oh yeah. Oh, Miss King. What's her name?
Ariel.
Okay. Yeah, baby. Thank you. That's okay.
I try to accommodate my guests when they come in.
Yeah. That's
But
all right.
Granola and
Next
I got
time,
some
have
fruit
a little-
bars in there.
Have a little Moscato sitting there. Next
No,
time,
no, I ain't got no
little smooth jazz playing. And I'll be here all night. He said, "When she gonna leave? The show over. Lights going out. She's still here. Yep, still here. Shoot. At least the thunder stopped. So the rain stopped. Uh-oh. I hear the music. It's showtime.
And we are back. And again, if you are just tuning in, you have missed a great show. Of course, you can go back and listen to the archive shows right there at blogtalkradio.com/Who Has the Power. Or you can go to our website, www.whohasthepowershow.com. Scroll on down there, and there's an archive section right there on the front page of our website. And again, we have been having a great conversation with a great sister, Laura Cowan. Again, domestic violence survivor, advocate. I mean, just a I mean, when they now I see what they're talking about when she comes in and it just has this beautiful spirit. She just is smiling and she bubbly. It's like, oh my God, it's Sister Cowan. Yes.
Sound like the color purple. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But I mean, we matter of fact, I tell you, let's do that. Let's take a call. We have a caller on the line. When we get through the call, I want to talk about this play that directed, written and directed by Joey Ruffin, and it's called "Staying Alive: How Not to Become a Victim." There we go. But let's go to this caller who is on the line right now. Caller, you are live on the air with Laura Cowan. How are you? Hello.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? That's my fault. I tell you what, we're gonna have to come back to that. Yes, that's my fault. I tell you what, yeah, I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was in trouble. You know what? We do have to take a break. We do have to take a break. And oh no, you right on time. That's my fault. That's Mr. Yancey's fault. That's Mr. Yancey's fault. We are out. You know what? And I now have to give you the proper introduction. I tell you what. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna get the proper introduction. Then I'm gonna bring you back in.
That's right.
Let me do this right. Let me do this right. Because I did go down to city hall and I talked to city council, and I was very determined to get our council on the air because quite often we hear about what's going on in our communities. We see different things like, oh man, well I can't do this or I can't do that. Well, I'll never hear from my council person, and I say, and mind you, I've seen a lot of these council persons out in the community at different events and this and others. Like, man, we need to get these people on so people can stop making the excuses. I don't know who my council person is. I have no idea what's going on in my community. Nobody cares about my concerns.
Right.
And again, I intentionally put it on hold because this is a good friend of mine. She's been on the show before, and this is one lady that I know who is active in her community. She cares about her residents, and she will, if she can't do nothing, if it's nothing but a beautiful smile and a big hug, I'm okay with that. But she is actually our second, because I had my councilman on first. She is the second council person who is participating in our What's Going On in Your Ward segment. And so I had to give it a proper introduction. She's also the majority leader in city council. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you the Honorable Phyllis Cleveland. Yeah, I had to give you the proper introduction.
There's a lot of people in here.
Well, what's going on, Councilwoman Cleveland? Hey, you about to say, Sister, I'm doing great. Matter of fact, Sister Cowan actually expected you to be in the studio, so.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get a hug, Phyllis. Me and Phyllis go back now. That's right. Thank you. Yes. That's right. That's right. Thank you, sister, for you. Thank you so much.
Well, with that, you see, that's a whole nother. I need an hour, another hour now. But what's going on, Councilwoman Cleveland? What's going on in Ward 5 right now? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Am I saying what can they expect at the festival? Because I know I've been there. Ooh, I don't know how many times, and there's something new every year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
Mm.
I'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be there in spirit. I'll be at the festival.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try. I don't know. I don't usually march in too many parades. I think I marched in it once.
Hmm.
I don't know. I might have to get up. What time does the parade start? Oh Lord, no, she didn't pull the age.
He can carry us, as a matter of fact.
No, she did pull the age out, did she? Well, I got bad knees. I got bad knees. Say what did you say? Don't stand too close to the street. Right. Well, another something else I want to talk about because you all have a lot of development going over in Ward Five, mainly in that between was it 30th and Cedar and 30th and Central.
Let's
Uh
see
oh.
here.
She got to come back. She got to come back.
Oh,
She got to
did you
come back.
lose her?
I don't know what happened. That's interesting.
Got caught. Was she on a cell?
Yeah, she probably was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she should go, she should be able to call back in because I wanted to talk about the development they have going on in between Central and Community College. You know, they tore down
Oh
all that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's gonna be nice too.
right. And see, she got to call back.
I think she in is she I think Fairfax too is also in her area, in her ward. I gotta find out. But
There she go.
CMHA has a lot of property. So I
Right,
gotta ask her too about that.
Councilwoman. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to talk about the development you have going on in between in between Central and Community College. I see nothing but an empty field. What's going on in that empty field?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And I must say, yeah, that, I'm glad you mentioned that. Just one more time, you said that the people who used to live there are able to come back and rejoin that community. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that, and it's not again to shame anybody or say, hey, I'm better than you or you're better than me or whatever. It's about bringing everybody together so that you know we're all the same people, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Absolutely.
Right. Right. Well, I tell you what. Before I let you go, because again, the thing is, we want people to understand that you are accessible. That they don't have to go to the moon to find you. So, how can people tell me? We'll find out more information about what's going on in War Five and possibly connect with you. Wow.
Yep.
All right. And see, that's what's the most important thing about the most important reason for this segment because some people think, oh, that's just a person collect a check down there at City Hall.
Yeah.
And again, until you actually get out and first of all get involved in your community. Do you have community meetings? All right. See, that's what's important, so people can stop saying, "Oh, I have no idea where to see my accounts person. I heard about them, but I never seen them." And so, therefore, this is your opportunity. Of course, you can always go back and listen to it again. Tell somebody, "Hey, you live in Ward 5? Have you been in your community meeting, or have you been to your ward club meeting? Okay, well, you need to get there because I got the address. Go back and listen to the broadcast." So. Well, Miss Cleveland, I sincerely appreciate you for joining me on the show. I mean, joining us in this segment. This is very important. I appreciate it. She hung up again. I can't even give it. I couldn't
It's
even
a
give it a
drop
clap.
call. I can tell she didn't hang up.
Oh man, I was trying to give it a clap and to give it.
Well, she knows she's loved. That's a strong sister out there.
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
always. I don't care what's going on in her community and even other communities. She's out there.
Right.
That's one thing I like about Miss Cleveland.
Well, I tell you what. Before we get out of here, and because I meant to mention it. Well, I said that was my fault. Let's talk about this play that you have again.
Oh.
That's
Oh yeah.
You're right. I can't forget that. But it's written and directed by Joy Ruffin, called "Staying Alive: How to Become a Victim." I'm sorry, how not to become a victim. I didn't know if I said that right.
Yes, that's okay. And Joey Rubin, and he has his own production company called Man Cry Productions. So it's on the back of your card right there too. And he came together. He did The Wiz prior to this. And this is one of his projects now. He has several in the making. Itina. So Joey's a powerhouse guy. I mean, he's also been a victim of domestic violence, and he was also a perpetrator.
Wow.
So that was his past. And so he's coming together now to bring awareness in his way to women out there, and using my story as a platform. So it's going to be awesome. August 30th at Cleveland State University is two shows, one at 2 and one at 7. Doors open 45 minutes just prior to. So please come on down. If you want more information how to get tickets, you can go to www.joeyruffin.com or call them 216-322-0483. And it's going to be awesome. I know you're going to be there, aren't you?
I'm working on it.
That's right.
I'm working. Well, I'll tell you what, and I wanted to read this because I got this earlier in the show, and I wanted to make sure I read this message at the appropriate time. Because actually, you have two people that are starring. One that's starring as you, and you have one that's starring. Well, Has Matthews of 93.1 is starring as Mansa Musa Muhammad, but Miss Tamika Scruggs, who is actually the one that was in our chat room, that's who
Wow.
Mika Taz was.
Yeah, awesome.
But she left a message, and
Okay.
she said that
Okay.
what'd she say? Let me get back to okay. This is Tamika Scruggs, and I am playing Laura in our upcoming stage play. She is truly an inspiration to me. So anyway, I can hear her knowledge and wisdom. I will. Hey Laura, it is truly an honor and a humbling experience.
Wow, that is awesome. I met her, and she is amazing too. I mean, you should go on my Facebook page, and you can see where Joey did one of the filming outside in front of it's supposed to be like a church,
Right.
and she just gave a performance. And that was just like a little tad bit of it, So she is an amazing woman. And we have Cassie Spencer, Danielle Latrice, Hanisha Hall. Hanisha plays a lot down at Karamu.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a lot of people in this play. Joey's brother, Royce Ruffin, Lenny Harris, Marlon Martin. I know you know Marlon, don't you? No, if you don't know Marlon, I'm gonna have to introduce you to him. He is something. He's out there in the community.
There goes the neighborhood.
There goes and that's our network. We gotta get it all together and form that circle.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can know everybody. Elise Martin, his wife. So it's so many people involved in this. And I do appreciate it. We got some great sponsors. Phenomenal Woman Magazines joined in. The Renee Jones Empowerment Center. So this is great. This is going to be a wonderful play. He's trying to turn it into a movie, and later on maybe even a book, and take it on tour. Take it to other cities.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
big deal.
that's a big deal. So Joey's got his hands full, and I know he can do it because he's determined and ambitious, and he will do this
Oh yeah.
to save lives.
And not only that, again, when you mentioned the fact that he was a well, me, first of all, you hear, most men, when you talking about perpetrators, it's
Yeah.
always the man, the man, the man, the man.
Right.
But then to hear the fact that he was a victim,
One of his relationship, he was a victim.
that's not something you hear about
You
very
don't hear
often.
often, and you should hear his story when he talks about it. It gives you chills.
Right.
And there
Well,
are men out there suffering.
hmm
They really are, but they're in silence. They don't want to come forth.
well, right, and I know some of them because I've seen some of the stories. First of all, because they, who's going to believe that a man is being
Yeah.
who's as a victim of domestic violence? What? Who's going to believe that?
Right. And they are. They're suffering in silence right now as we speak.
And so, well, two things before we get out of here because we
Okay.
got about 6 more minutes.
Okay.
But from your heart, what would you say? What can you say to those who are either suffering, who are in domestic violence situations, um, got out of a domestic violence situation, or for whatever area they are in, what inspiration can you give to them in regards to recovering and being an inspiration?
Oh yeah. Let them know. First of all, they're not alone. Okay, that's first and foremost. Keep God in your life first, and always pray, definitely. And just to let you know, there are resources out there available. I mean, you have the Domestic Violence Center, Rape Crisis Center, even my foundation, and we'll be right there for you to help. Because you shouldn't have to suffer this silence alone. That's one thing you shouldn't have to do. You're important, you're strong, you're beautiful, and you should keep telling yourself that. God put you here for a purpose, and it's not to be abused, for sure. So if you want to contact me or find out more about my foundation, just go to www.sjpinc.org.
I say not only that, you because you on like your daughter, she's over there. She ain't want to say nothing.
Yeah, she
She over there
quiet. She
looking
just
all
got ice
quiet,
cream on
looking
her
all
mind. That's all. Ice cream. It's 90 degrees outside. Ice
right.
cream.
But you are also on Facebook, Instagram. How do
Yeah,
people find you on
Facebook,
those?
Instagram. I mean, I have the Twitter account handle. What's that? At DV Survivor One. Facebook, you can find me also the same way. I gave you my website. Let's see what am I? Instagram is DB Laura Cowan. And let's see, I think I'm on Pinterest too. I just don't know my handle right now. I can't keep up. I have my daughter doing a lot of stuff for me because it's hard to sit there in the computer all day long
Yes,
and then be in the
Lord.
community too.
Right, right.
Oh man, when I come home, I be so tired. So
Did you put those pictures up?
yep,
Did you
they'll be
see how
asking,
much?
did you click that? Did you? I had to sit there and put yours up real quick
Right,
while we were
right.
talking. So you just
But I tell you what, and last but not least, and I'm probably getting in trouble by my good friend. But I'm gonna do it since you're here because
Okay.
you have also been nominated for an award as well, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, the Cranes Business Award.
Yes.
That was I was shocked by that one. William Holdip from KO. KO is um, abbreviations for KO, Consortium of African American Associations.
Okay.
Ooh, I got that out.
Or
And-
organizations.
Organizations. Thank
Okay.
you,
There you go.
thank you very much. That's KO. KO.com. And he nominated me for this prestigious award. So I'm very honored. It's July the 24th. Matter of fact, we did a video shoot down at the Botanical Gardens a couple of days ago. So that's a big deal. It's going to be out in Westlake. So I'm really nervous about it, you know. I know I've spoken a lot of things before, but if you go to their website, it's called Crane's Business, and it's the Women of Note honoree.
Right.
And you look at the past ones, even the list that they have of the ones now,
Mar-
you're up there with CEOs,
Marsha
attorneys.
Maccabee. I had Marsha Maccabee on the show last year. Yes.
The Urban League.
Yes.
Oh, that's my girl. So I'm nervous because I'm just a little peon up under these dynamites. They're,
Right.
So I'm honored. I'm really honored.
Right,
Really
but you
am.
also, Rama, so you also nominated, because this is the other, it was that award, which is a prestige, but you were also nominated for a Girl on Fire
Girl on
award.
Fire. That's Latasha Glover's. She's the brainchild of that one, the founder and the creator of Girl on Fire, and that's coming up in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm nervous about that. I was on there last year, won as a Survivors Award. So this year's for Diva
Mm-hmm.
Awards. Like, ooh.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yvonne Pointer is a
Look out
lot
for
of them
red carpet.
nominated. Joey's on there too. So yeah, I'm excited.
So, I
This
mean,
2014 has been awesome.
oh, yeah.
Hmm.
And again, it's not just about, like you said, being a celebrity. We agree. It's not just about being, recognition. It's about the work that comes
The work
out of
that
it,
comes out
the
of it.
awareness.
Mhm.
That's what's important.
That's what's important. That's why I give a shout out to Art McCoy because he just had a great award he gave out to all of us, the Standing Ovation Award last week. And he had all the women come down who'd been doing work in the community. And it was Judge Harper. She was down there. And Judge Capers. Those are the oldest living judges out there right now. And
Right.
so God is good.
Right. Well, you can hear that too. Yeah, we got to wrap it up. I definitely want to thank Miss Cowan for
Yes,
joining me
sir.
live in the studio.
Yes.
Matter of fact, speaking of Joey Ruffin,
Woo! He comes in on the end. Oh, golly. Joey out
speaking
there.
of Joey Ruffin, he comes on at the end of the
At the
broadcast.
end
But
of the
shouts out to
show.
that young man who again has he's written and directed a play for Lower Cowan called Staying Alive. So make sure we'll have that information. I'll be talking about that every week. So
Yeah.
definitely thank everybody.
Get him on the show by
Yes, ma'am.
himself. Okay.
Yeah, we do that too.
Okay.
Definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether it be live or archive. We appreciate all of your support. Make sure you tune in Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday. All 4 days we're on the Who Has the Power Radio Network right here on Blog Talk Radio. Until next time, I'm your host, Mr. Yancey. And remember, as always, no excuses.
Ooh, awesome show. I know Joey said, "Dang,"
Yeah, he's
because
like-
I know he's ready to talk too.
Look, he's
man.
like, yes,
He's like,
yes.
"Oh."
Better late than never.
Oh, dang. We would have never got on. Joey ain't got on. Trust me. He needs a show all by himself.
Yeah, he said.
All alone.
Boy, he said, "Hey everybody, hey Mika, just got back from a meeting with Get Smart in the Park. I am the featured speaker July 5th at Luke Easter." Yeah, he came on right at the end.
Yeah, right at the at the end. Not like in the middle. Right at the end. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm so happy. You happy, Pookie?
She's like, "Yeah, I'm happy it's over. Now we can leave."
Hey, I'm gonna leave you some of my cards so you
Yes,
can have
ma'am.
some extra ones.
Okay.
Oh man, put your equipment up. Miss Ebony, she's still back there all quiet. Ain't saying nothing. Girl, you should have been up here on the mic.
She just happy. Yeah, that's the part she happy
You
about.
know?
I'm not a mic person.
Not a mic person. Oh, we're gonna break that.
Right. That's what
Yeah, we're gonna break that right now. Well,
Can you take a picture of we're gonna put it on Instagram. Me and Sister Laura. So she's like, "Not me." Not happening.
It's too much, man. But that's my sidekick. That's my home.
Okay.
All right.
So she take good Instagram.
Yes, it ain't got cut off and it ain't I've seen some more pictures before. All right. See there, that's awesome. Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
It's been a
Really. I appreciate it. We gotta give a big party or something. Just have everybody come out. I want you to meet so many people.
right. Well, I'll tell you.
You know, and just get you out there. I can push you out there.
Right.
I know
And
I know
Marlon?
Marlon Martin. He works
Okay.
with two good friends of mine.
Okay.
Philip and Philippe. Are you
Oh,
familiar
yeah,
with them?
the Weaver brothers.
Yeah.
You know
I
the
grew-
brothers.
I grew up
Oh,
Brenda
man, they done
Weaver.
did plays and books and everything.
with them. Yeah, and they got their own gym. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I grew up with them. I
Nice.
went to school with them. Been knowing them ever since
Right.
the age of like 12, 13,
I got
something
my
like
Philly
that.
my Philly card.
Oh yeah, I do too.
So yeah, I'm telling you, we gotta hook up on a day.
Right.
When you ain't doing nothing, I just take you around.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and because I don't talk about my story often. I put it where my wife was not happy with me. Well, she was happy with me, but she was not happy with my situation for years. Because I've been in Cleveland. I wasn't born in Cleveland, of course. I moved to Chicago.
Okay.
But I've been in this business for 10 years. I started off with small club promotions. I moved from there and went to actually eventually that's how I met Robin because we were working together down at the Metropolis. She would do the on-air broadcast. She would do the live broadcasts. Then I would do the after set after that.
Okay.
And so that's why I met her. That's like I met her. Eddie Bauer, all the guys down there, the ones that old and new.
Right.
Yeah. But
Isn't that something?
yeah, and I went and I stayed there.
Sellers.
But I never met Kim. I really would like to meet Kim.
Hopefully, I can hook you up. Been on her show 5 times.
Yeah, I really would like to meet
You
Kim.
tell me when,
Yeah.
I'll get you. I got her personal cell.
But thing is, I went from there and I did independent music and television. And now I do have, it was a TV show, it was an independent TV show called The Honey Train.
The Honey Train. Ooh, that sounds. Oh.
Yeah, like, hey.
But okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Oh shoot, did I stop it? I did not. It's still recording.
Still going.